Good morning, dear members. I, Piyush Nikhade, the Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Zim Laboratories Limited, welcome you to the 36th Annual General Meeting of our company. In view of the ongoing COVID pandemic and social distancing norms, this AGM is being conducted through video conferencing. Accordingly, the physical presence in the meeting and the facility to appoint proxy has been dispensed with. The deemed venue for this meeting is the registered office of the company. The meeting is convened in due compliance with the directions and COVID relaxations issued by the MCA and SEBI from time to time. We now confirm that we have the requisite quorum and this meeting is called to order. It gives me pleasure to introduce the directors of your company present on the panel. I will start with Dr. Anwar Siraj Daud, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Zulfikar Kamal, Director of Finance, Mr. Neeraj Dhadiwal, Director of Business Development, Mr. Prakash Sapkal, Director of Operations, Mrs. Kavita Loya, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Audit Committee, Dr. Naresh Gaikwad, Independent Director and Chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee, Dr. Virendra V. Parashar, Independent Director and Chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, Mr. Suprakash Chakravarti, Independent Director and Chairman of the CSR Committee, and Mr. Padmakar Joshi, Independent Director. We also welcome Mr. Shyam Mohan Patro, our Chief Financial Officer, and also the representatives of our statutory auditors, Walker Chandiok and Company, LLP, Mr. Adi Setna and Mr. Neeraj Zaveri, and Secretary Auditor, Ms. Roshni Jithani. The notice of the AGM, standalone and consolidated financial statements, along with the board report, had been sent through email to the members whose email addresses were registered with the company, RTA and the depository. The same were also uploaded on the stock exchange and company's website. Accordingly, the notice of the AGM along with the auditor's report is considered as read. Further, as there are no qualifications in the auditor's report or secretary auditor report, the same are not being read in this meeting. Further, I would like to take you quickly through the flow of the meeting. The chairman will conduct the meeting and address all of us. Thereafter, the Director of Finance will brief you about the performance of the company during the last financial year. Chairman will then reply to the queries received from the shareholders. Thereafter, we will proceed with the remaining proceedings and e-voting. And the members who have not cast their votes earlier through remote e-voting can vote during the meeting and 15 minutes after the conclusion of the meeting. The results of the voting would be declared by the chairman on 2nd of October 2020. Now, I would like to request the chairman to commence the proceedings of the meeting. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning on behalf of Zim Laboratories Limited, and I extend a hearty welcome to all of you at the 36th AGM of the company. The company secretary informs me that the quorum is present, and we appreciate you all for joining the meeting virtually despite the challenging times. Dear members, in the recent years, we have undertaken a mission to transform our company into becoming a key provider of healthcare solutions globally. This requires rapidly adapting to the disruptive changes taking place all around us. The changes in the form of healthcare delivery, patient requirements, and digitalization. Also, the ever-increasing regulatory oversight, affordability enforcement, and localization efforts by the government have all added to the urgency. We believe the pharmaceutical organization of the future will be very different from what is seen today, and we are in the process of making one. In the midst of all these disruptive changes occurring all around us, one thing which remains constant is our single-minded devotion to serve the healthcare needs of our patient. Supporting patient health will continue to be our mainstay and driving force, especially during this time as we confront one of the greatest challenges to humanity in the form of the coronavirus causing COVID-19. Our patient-first focus drives our team to create solutions which provide convenience and treatment adherence for ensuring affordability. We are constantly striving for new ideas which help us to create and deliver new age medicines for the new age citizen. We have a unique positioning. We believe we have leveraged our competence in process innovation to create a versatile portfolio of enabling platform technologies for developing differentiated generic products which provide unique healthcare solutions for our patients. They enable manufacturing and supply of affordable complex generics in the domestic and international markets and position us as the partner of choice to pharmaceutical manufacturers and distributors, aiming for continued relevance today and in the coming exciting future. An additional area of emerging strength is our ability to partner with global pharma for co-development and manufacturing. While our existing business is primarily in the far-emerging markets, we continue to pursue our goal to enter developed and regulated markets going forward and are confident of a much larger presence in the next few years. As you may be aware, we have already entered regulated markets like Europe and Canada and are in the process of increasing our footprint. The co-development and manufacturing agreements which are in place under discussion, have a full spectrum of partners, including big pharma, as well as mid-sized therapy specialized players in the regulated as well as emerging markets. The projects undertaken largely involve Zim's existing unique technology platforms to develop differentiated products, dosage transformation, as well as complex generics. We aim to bring these new ideas to commercial launch in the next few years. To support these initiatives, we have strengthened our R&D team and taken experienced professionals on board who comprise personnel who have experience of working in leading multinational organizations in India and abroad. They bring with them a wide range of experience in developing formulation ideas and a deep experience in developing products, along with comprehensive dossiers for filing across global markets, including the most developed ones. As has been famously said, the coronavirus responsible for COVID-19 is a threat not only to life, but to livelihood as well. As a company with several business initiatives derived from leveraging our unique process innovation skills in our presence in diverse markets, we are relatively well placed to absorb the shocks of the disruptions in economic activity and the supply chain failures which are likely to result and maintain our continuity of business. We have taken several steps to ensure uninterrupted operations in the coming days and months. These steps have been formalized throughout the organization in the form of a standard operating procedure, which covers well-documented methods of transportation and movement of personnel inside and outside the company, and various practices such as sanitization, workforce isolation, protection of highly vulnerable and high contact personnel, as well as work from home practices. We expect the loyalty and support of our valuable clients to continue as before because of the partnership approach that we have practiced and the value we strive to add to their business through the product differentiation inherent in our offerings. This is the time when we have realized that our esteemed clients definitely look forward to the value we add to their businesses as well, and the last 2 quarters have shown that. The efforts towards pharmaceutical localization and alternate affordable sourcing strategies by various governments are expected to accelerate as a fallout of the impact of the pandemic. We believe that this will provide opportunities for your company's growth because of its multiple partnership-based business models in various markets. The ongoing regulatory tightening in all markets is advantageous to Zim because of the extensive investments which have already been made in upgradation of facilities, systems, and skills of our team, due to which we presently continue to work in a highly regulated environment, highly compliant environment, and have several successful accreditations and audits, such as the continuing EU GMP certification. Going forward, we aim to focus on co-development, particularly in areas of oral solid complex generics, dosage transformation, and differentiated products for ourselves and our valued partners spread across all markets. On the back of our unique technology platform assets, we aim to develop proprietary, non-infringing, first-to-file products. We expect to enter into development and supply partnerships with original product manufacturers and marketing companies globally, leveraging our portfolio of delivery platforms for extending product life cycle, such as multi-layer thin film technology, electrospun nanofibers, drug printed oral films, and liquid in pellets technology. As we look to the future, we feel confident that we are well positioned to continue to grow our business by expanding the products and services we provide to our clients, while operating with greater efficiency and embracing technology and digital advances. All of this will result in our ability to more effectively and sustainably fulfill our mission to improve patient lives and uh, care for the interests of our stakeholders. On behalf of the board, I would like to thank you shareholders for your continued support, and also wish to thank our government, the administration, customers, suppliers, banks, auditors, and all our stakeholders, too numerous to mention, who helped and stood by us during these trying times. A special thank you to all the Zimians out there for living the company's values and their contributions and commitments during the year. Now I request my colleague, Mr. Zulfikar Kamal, Director of Finance of the company, to brief the members about the performance of the company.
Thank you, Dr. Daud, by giving us the insight of the working of the company in all these difficult times of COVID-19. And now I would like to brief about the business performance of our company during the last year. This financial year has been a mix despite of significant hurdles throughout the year. The company has achieved a revenue of 277 crores and a nominal profit of 6,86,000 for the year ending financial year 20. On the overall basis, our revenue of FY20 were lower than the FY19, but with constant focus on margins, the company was able to keep the margins in line with those of FY19 through the improvement in product mix, productivity, and addition to growth in finished formulation business. The finished formulation business have been showing a good growth since we focused on making this as a part of our core strategy from 2014 to 2014-15 onwards. The finished formulation business grew at a fast clip and on the back of the rapid growing product registrations in various markets at the CAGR of 41%, proving that the initial investment in development and registration of various formulations in multiple markets has laid a foundation for consistent growth and returns in the coming years. The addition of over 180 new product registrations in the year, along with the new partnership signed, it will be the key growth driver for FY21 business and way forward. The domestic institutional business has been scaled back to cover the products where we believe will bring some value to the patient, essentially differentiated products and food supplements. The Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Program campaign of the Government of India is finding a good traction, and we are proud that our company has participated in the program and we have got around 30 million orders in hand to execute the same. Cost control has become a vital part at this testing times. The company has taken several initiatives and undertaking during the year to ensure costs are continuously under control. Existing equipments were replaced with more efficient alternative to increase productivity, yield, processes, times, as well as reduce manpower through automation. However, the premium on the inputs, additional cost due to measures taken for people, product safety, higher freight costs, slower conversion of finished goods into receivable has impacted realization with working capital and liquidity problems. Going forward, We believe that we have laid strong foundation for consistent growth and profitability. The key priorities for the next year comprise safety of employees, safety of material and machines, a strong platform to achieve a sustainable EBITDA level, continuous focus to extend our geographical presence, enhancing IT automation to enable decision making both in terms of lead and lag metrics on all aspects of performance and improve our returns. We will continue to focus on enhancing productivity of our teams and build a robust review mechanism to meet ever-growing future demands. We will be guided by the knowledge and insight of investor fraternity, them well. Energized with a reset strategy and resurgent focus on future priorities, we are confident of growing prudently. I take this opportunity to thank our bankers, Bank of India, Shamra Vittal Cooperative Bank, our financial institutional partners, UTI and STCI, our auditors, legal advisor, shareholders, and last but not the least, our private equity partners. I again thank you and wish you a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal, for your inputs on the business performance of the company. We have received queries from members, but owing to limited time available, I would respond to only 2 queries, and the rest we will reply through mail to the respective members. Most of them appear to be, most of the information required for in the others appear to be in public domain, and therefore we will communicate with them on mail separately. There are 2 queries which can be answered here and which will serve to inform the shareholders present. The first query is about update on the proposed land purchase at Mihan for expansion. The process of acquisition by our company and the authorities are under process. Due to uncertainty in the prevailing business situation, the plan for expansion has been temporarily kept under abeyance, and we look forward to a general economic recovery to once again pursue expansion plan for the company. And the second query is about disclosure to BSE on filing of marketing authorization approval for rizatriptan benzoate ODS in Europe, which we have done in this current year. We have submitted the application. We have just submitted it, and the approval process is underway in the MOH. We are answering all the clarifications required by the MOH of the filing country. And post receipt of the approval, we will update the exchange as well. So now I would like to proceed with the reading out with the permission of my colleague. I would like to proceed with reading out the resolutions proposed to be passed in the meeting in sequence. Adoption of the audited financial statements of 2019 and 20. Reappointment of Mr. Prakash Sapkal, esteemed colleague, in place of retiring director. Reappointment of our statutory auditors for a term of 5 years. Ratification of remuneration of cost auditor. Approval for payment of remuneration to MD WTD as per section 2, part 2 of schedule 5 of Companies Act 2013. Approval of payment to Mrs. Kavita Loya, independent director.
Thank you, sir, for the inputs. Now I would like to propose a vote of thanks to the members and the panelists joining us. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the members, auditors, and directors for joining us for the meeting virtually and for their continued support throughout the year. The business for the meeting being transacted, I would request the chairman to declare the meeting concluded.
I hereby declare that the meeting has concluded. Thanks to everybody, including the IT support guys out there, for a very successful AGM, first AGM, virtual AGM of the company. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.